Listen, most people spend their whole lives giving their time, their energy, and their attention to things that don't matter. They waste it on drama, on excuses, on trying to please people who don't even care about them. And then they wonder why they feel empty, why they feel stuck, why they're not moving forward. The truth is simple. You have one life, and if you keep putting everyone and everything above yourself, you'll never know what you could have become. Focusing on yourself isn't selfish, it's survival, it's the foundation of growth. When you start valuing your time, when you stop saying yes to everything and everyone, you suddenly realize how much energy you've been bleeding out. You want success, you want peace, you want confidence, then stop giving your power away. Build discipline, say no when you need to, protect your mental space, and put yourself in environments where growth is non-negotiable. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you confidence, success, or happiness. That's your job, your responsibility, and if you don't take that seriously, you'll stay in the same cycle of frustration for the rest of your life. So here's the challenge: cut the distractions. Stop begging people to value you. Start showing up for yourself so hard, so consistently, that you set the standard. Because when you raise the standard for yourself, the world will have no choice but to respect it. It's time to stop talking about potential. It's time to stop waiting for the right moment. It's time to focus, to value yourself, to invest in the one person who will always be with you. The moment you do that, your life changes. Period. Stop wasting energy on things and people that don't matter. Every day you wake up with a limited amount of energy, a limited amount of focus, a limited amount of time. And the truth is, most people burn it all on distractions, drama, gossip, arguments, and trying to impress people who don't even care about them. They spend hours scrolling, comparing themselves to others, chasing validation. And then at the end of the day, they wonder why they feel empty, unfulfilled, and stuck. It's not because life is unfair. It's because they keep feeding their energy into the wrong places. You have to understand something. Your energy is your currency. Where you spend it determines what you create, what you build, and who you become. And if you keep spending it on people who don't respect you, on situations that don't benefit you, on habits that drain you, you will always be broke in spirit, broke in ambition, and broke in progress. So ask yourself, what are you focusing on? Are you giving your time to things that move your life forward, or to things that hold you back? Are you building discipline, or are you feeding excuses? Are you investing in your growth, or are you just surviving day by day, waiting for something to magically change? The truth is, nothing changes until you do. The distractions will always be there. The noise will always be there. The people who want to pull you into their chaos will always be there. But your focus, your ability to direct your energy toward what matters, is what separates the ones who stay stuck from the ones who rise. Stop thinking you owe everyone your time. You don't. You don't owe an explanation for wanting to protect your peace. You don't owe an apology for walking away from toxic people. You don't owe your energy to people who take and give nothing back. That's not loyalty, that's self-destruction. The moment you stop wasting energy on the wrong things, you start noticing how much clarity you gain. You start realizing how much time you actually have. You start to feel lighter, stronger, and sharper, because focus is power. Every successful person you admire, every person who built something meaningful with their life, they didn't get there by chance. They got there because they chose to stop wasting energy on distractions and started putting it into actions that created growth. They chose discipline over comfort. They chose long-term results over short-term pleasure. They chose to focus on what mattered most, even when it wasn't easy, even when nobody else believed in them. That's the choice in front of you right now. Are you going to keep wasting energy on people who drain you, on habits that kill your potential, on thoughts that do nothing but hold you down? Or are you going to cut the noise, cut the dead weight, and put everything you've got into building the best version of yourself? You can't do both. You can't waste your time and expect to win. You can't chase validation and expect to find peace. You can't stay distracted and expect to move forward. Your energy is too valuable to throw away. Protect it, guard it, and most importantly, direct it into the things that matter. Your growth, your goals, your future. That's where your life starts to shift. That's where you start to realize the power you've had all along. When you focus your attention on what truly moves your life forward, everything else begins to fall into place. Would you like me to now, continue this into the full conclusion, with a strong closing impact? Focusing on yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. Most people have been conditioned to believe that putting themselves first means they don't care about others, but that's the biggest lie holding them back. The truth is, when you don't take care of yourself, when you don't protect your time, when you don't protect your energy, you eventually have nothing left to give. You burn out, you lose your drive, you start resenting the very people you thought you were helping. And the reason is simple. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you want to be strong for others, you have to be strong for yourself first. If you want to create impact, you have to build your foundation before you try to hold up the world. And that starts with valuing your own time and mental energy. Think about how many times you've said yes to something you didn't want to do, just because you didn't want to disappoint someone. Think about how often you've put your goals on the back burner so that someone else could feel comfortable. And then think about how often you've gone to bed feeling frustrated, feeling like you wasted another day, another chance to move forward. That frustration doesn't come from selfishness. It comes from ignoring yourself. It comes from constantly sacrificing your growth for people and situations that don't return the same effort. You have to understand, your time is your most valuable resource. Every second you spend, you never get back. Every bit of mental energy you waste on negativity, on drama, on people who don't appreciate it, that's energy you could have invested in building your dreams, in learning, in growing, in becoming someone stronger. Focusing on yourself is the highest form of responsibility. It means you're aware that you can't control everything around you, but you can control how you show up, how you spend your time, and where you direct your attention. It means you stop waiting for permission. It means you stop asking others to validate your decisions. It means you start trusting that your future depends on the choices you make for yourself today. Because at the end of the day, nobody else has to live with your regrets. Nobody else has to carry the weight of your missed opportunities. Nobody else has to walk in your shoes. That's on you. And the only way to avoid that heavy regret later is to prioritize yourself now. That's not selfish, that's wisdom. When you focus on yourself, you start building discipline. You create routines that strengthen your body, your mind, and your spirit. You invest in learning new skills instead of wasting hours in distraction. You surround yourself with people who push you forward instead of pulling you down. And because of that, you become someone who has more to give, not less. You become someone who can help others without losing themselves in the process. You become someone who sets a standard, who shows others what self-respect really looks like. That's the kind of energy that inspires people, not the energy of someone who's drained, tired, and always available for everyone but themselves. The world doesn't need more people who neglect themselves. The world needs people who are strong enough to rise, to grow, and to then lift others up from a place of power. And that begins with the simple decision to value your time and protect your mental energy. Every time you choose to say no to what doesn't serve you, you're saying yes to your future. Every time you choose to protect your peace, you're building a stronger version of yourself. And every time you choose to invest in your growth, You're proving to yourself that you matter. That's not selfish. That's survival. That's growth. That's the starting point for everything you want to become. Do you want me to also expand the *** third key point? Discipline is non-negotiable, *** in the same narration style till 700 words. Discipline is non-negotiable. Success doesn't come from luck. It doesn't come from hoping. It doesn't come from waiting for the right moment or wishing things would magically fall into place. Success comes from consistent habits. Day after day, action after action, showing up even when you don't feel like it. That's what separates the people who talk about their dreams from the people who actually live them. Most people are addicted to the idea of success, but allergic to the process it requires. They want the body, but not the training. They want the wealth, but not the grind. They want the recognition, but not the discipline that earns it. And that's why they stay stuck. Because wishing doesn't build results, action does. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. It's the decision to get up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's choosing to work on your goals instead of wasting hours in distraction. It's putting in the reps, making the calls, studying the material, practicing the craft over and over until it becomes second nature. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It doesn't wait for motivation. It demands consistency, and if you're serious about building a better life, you can't treat it like an option. It has to be your standard. Every time you say, "I'll start tomorrow," you push your progress further away. Every time you let excuses win, you teach yourself that your comfort matters more than your future. That's how mediocrity is built, one skipped habit at a time, but discipline works the opposite way. Every time you keep your word to yourself, even in the smallest things, you build momentum. Every time you show up when it's hard, you train your mind to push past resistance. Every time you stick to the plan, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than your excuses, and that proof stacks up. It builds confidence, it builds resilience, it builds results. Discipline is not punishment, it's freedom, because when you're disciplined, you're not controlled by impulses, distractions, or laziness. You're in control. You decide how your time is spent. You decide how your energy is used. You decide where your life is headed. And the more you practice discipline, the less power excuses have over you. Most people wait to feel ready, but the truth is, feelings are unreliable. Some days you'll be tired. Some days you'll feel unmotivated. Some days you won't want to move at all. But discipline doesn't care about your feelings. Discipline cares about results, and when you keep showing up regardless of how you feel, you create progress that compounds. One workout becomes a week of workouts. One focused hour becomes a month of productivity. One small win becomes a lifestyle of growth. That's the power of discipline. It multiplies. It takes ordinary days and turns them into extraordinary results. It takes average people and turns them into leaders. It takes a dream and transforms it into reality, but only if you refuse to negotiate with it. You can't choose discipline sometimes and expect greatness. You can't only show up when it's convenient. You can't build success on occasional effort. You either commit or you stay stuck. That's the truth most people don't want to hear. But if you can accept it, if you can embrace it, if you can live it, discipline will become your greatest advantage. Because while others are waiting for the right moment, you'll be creating it. While others are quitting when it gets hard, you'll be pushing through. While others are dreaming, you'll be doing. And in the end, discipline will give you the life that wishing never could. Do you want me to now expand ***? No one is coming to save you. *** in the same style and length. No one is coming to save you. Read that again. Your growth, your happiness, your success. They are 100% your responsibility. Not your parents, not your friends, not your boss, not the government, not luck. You. The sooner you accept that truth, the sooner your life begins to change. Because as long as you keep waiting for someone to rescue you, you'll stay exactly where you are. Most people live their lives hoping for a handout, a miracle, or some perfect timing that will fix everything. They wait for motivation to show up. They wait for opportunities to knock on their door. They wait for someone else to make things easier for them, but waiting is the fastest way to waste your life. Nobody is coming to hand you discipline. Nobody is coming to hand you confidence. Nobody is coming to hand you a better future. That's not how life works. You build those things by yourself. You earn them through consistency, through sacrifice, through refusing to quit when it gets hard. And yes, it will get hard. There will be days when you feel like giving up. There will be moments when it seems unfair. There will be times when you wonder if it's even worth it. But those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments where you either take responsibility or you collapse under excuses. Blaming the world won't change your life. Blaming other people won't move you forward. Blaming circumstances won't make you stronger. The only thing that will change your situation is taking ownership of it. That's the harsh truth, but it's also the most empowering truth you'll ever hear. Because when you realize no one is coming to save you, you stop waiting and you start acting. You stop wasting time on what you can't control and start doubling down on what you can. You stop wishing and start working. You stop complaining and start creating. That shift in mindset, that's where real growth begins. Every step forward you've ever made came from you making a choice to stand up, a choice to keep going, a choice to push through when everything in you wanted to quit. And every step forward that you will ever make will come from the same place, your decision, your effort, your responsibility. Nobody else can live your life for you. Nobody else can fight your battles. Nobody else can carry your dreams to the finish line. That's on you. And yes, it's heavy. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it feels unfair at times. But it's also the most freeing thing in the world, because if it's your responsibility, then it's also your power. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to depend on anyone else's approval. You don't have to hope someone shows up to give you the life you want. You can build it yourself, step by step, brick by brick, day after day. It's not easy, but it's worth it. And the truth is, the sooner you stop waiting for someone to save you, the sooner you'll realize you never needed saving in the first place. You needed action, you needed courage, you needed responsibility. And those things have been in your hands all along. Would you like me to also expand ***? Raise your standards. When you truly value yourself, others will too. *** into 700 words in the same narration style. Raise your standards. When you truly value yourself, others will too. The way you see yourself sets the tone for how the world sees you. If you carry yourself with no respect, no discipline, no self-worth, people will treat you the same way. But when you raise the bar for yourself, when you decide you're not going to accept less than what you deserve, everything around you starts to shift. Standards are not just rules, they are boundaries. They are the invisible lines that tell the world what you will and will not tolerate. And the truth is, most people don't have them. They settle for toxic relationships. They settle for average effort. They settle for being disrespected. They settle for a life that is far beneath their potential, not because they want to, but because they never raised their standards. And here's the reality: what you settle for becomes your normal. If you keep accepting excuses from yourself, excuses will define your life. If you keep allowing people to treat you badly, disrespect will follow you everywhere. If you keep living without discipline, mediocrity will be the only thing you ever know. But the second you raise your standards, you draw a line. You say, I'm not living like this anymore. You say, I expect more from myself. You say, if you want to be in my life, this is the level you need to meet. And that's when people start to notice. Not because you're louder, not because you demand it, but because your actions show it. When you value your time, people stop wasting it. When you value your energy, people stop draining it. When you value your growth, people either rise with you or they fall away. And that's the power of raising your standards. It forces everything around you to adapt. Your habits adapt, your environment adapts, your relationships adapt, because your standards act like a filter. They remove the people, the habits, the distractions that don't belong in the life you're building. It's not about arrogance. It's not about thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about respecting yourself enough to demand more. More from your effort, more from your environment, more from the people you allow close to you. And here's the truth: raising your standards starts with you. You can't demand respect if you don't respect yourself. You can't demand effort from others if you're lazy with your own goals. You can't expect loyalty if you don't stay loyal to your own values. People follow the example you set. And if you want the world to value you, you have to show them what that looks like by valuing yourself first. That means showing up consistently. That means keeping your word. That means walking away from anything that lowers your energy, your peace, or your vision. And it's not easy, because raising your standards often means losing people. It means stepping out of comfort zones. It means breaking habits you've held onto for years. But that's the price of growth. That's the cost of becoming someone stronger, sharper, and more powerful. Every great life is built on high standards. Every strong leader, every successful person, every individual who has created real impact, they all made a decision to raise the bar and never lower it again. And you can do the same, because the moment you truly value yourself, the world has no choice but to recognize it. People may resist at first. They may test your boundaries. They may try to pull you back to the level you used to live at. But if you stay firm, if you stay consistent, they will either rise to meet you or remove themselves from your path. Either way, you win, because your life becomes a reflection of your standards. And the higher you raise them, the higher your life will rise with you. Do you want me to now weave together all **5 expanded key points ** into one continuous motivational speech flow, so it feels like a complete 15-20-minute narration? So here's the truth. Your life is in your hands. Your energy is your responsibility. Your discipline is your foundation. Your standards are your compass, and no one is coming to save you. You have everything you need inside you to build the life you want, but only if you decide to take it seriously. Stop waiting, stop making excuses, stop living small just because it's comfortable. Focus, value yourself, raise your standards, do the work, and watch how fast your life changes, not someday, not eventually, but starting the moment you decide, because the future doesn't belong to the people who wish. It belongs to the people who act. Now it's your move.